welcome back to Cuckoo for Books. My name is Salva and today I will be doing my January favorites and wrap up. Also, I tried putting this off for the longest time because I just moved into my new apartment. Woo 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 woo! New apartment means empty apartment. Woo 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 woo! I have a chair, I have a shelf, and that's what we're rolling with. The first book was my favorite book and the only book I really liked this month, which is sad. The first book that I read this month was Darkened by Kirsten White. This has been on my TBR for the longest time. I finally read it. I love it. It's this sort of alternative history, but it's so out there that you feel like it's almost a fantasy novel. It's a gender-bent version of Vlad the Impaler, and most of it is set in Turkey, but you also spend time in Transylvania. I feel like Eastern Europe isn't really a place that a lot of fantasy novels and historical novels talk about, especially in YA. I found it so enlightening. There were so many things that I learned and I really enjoyed it. Next book I finished this month. I started this when I flew back to Manila for Christmas break and it took me that long to finish because it was dry, I must say. It was Game of Queens by Sarah Gristwood. It's a non-fiction book. She calls it a group biography, so it's all about queens and queen regents during the 1500s in Europe. And I thought that was gonna be so exciting, but the way she wrote, I wasn't a fan of her writing style. Next book I finished, oh, this is so sad because I was so excited to bring it here and I talked about it a lot and I finally read it here. I was disappointed to say the least. It was Compulsion by Martina Boone. I remember talking to my mom about this and it was one of those books that nothing happened. Okay, maybe it'll get better. Maybe it'll get more exciting. Maybe the action will pick up. Before I knew it, I had finished the novel and literally nothing happened. I very much felt the immaturity of the characters. Not to say that I'm mature. Insta-love was definitely there. I did not appreciate it. Last book I technically didn't read during January. I started it on the 1st of Feb, ended it on the 2nd of Feb, or 3rd, what day is it? But I'm gonna include it just because I'm so excited to share it. It is a small little Nancy Drew book, In Search of the Black Rose by Caroline Keene. This was a book that I'd seen in my grade school library like X years ago, and I never borrowed it because I was scared, because 7-year-old me was scared of the Black Rose. All these years I never read it. I decided to look for it on Amazon, found a pretty decent copy. I mean, I don't want to say that I didn't like this book because maybe it was just like after more than a decade of wondering what the story was about, it was kind of meh. Next up are my favorites. And these are just general favorites. First one is a new Netflix TV show, Medici Masters of Florence. It's a historical TV show. I loved it. It's only 1 season. There are only 8 episodes. Richard Madden, who plays Robb Stark on Game of Thrones, is the lead dude. It's all about the rise of the Medici family. This TV show made me realize how not good of an actor Richard Madden actually was. Maybe just because he didn't get enough screen time of Game of Thrones for me to realize, but because he was the lead actor in this show, I was like, he's a pretty thing to look at, but he is not that great. I think that sort of period in Italian history is not something I've ever learned about, and after watching it, I was just like, let's go look for books about Italian history. Another thing I really liked about it is that this show was not gratuitous with nude scenes or curse words. Spoiler alert, which you may like, you get to see naked Richard Madden. I was personally more of a Dario kind of girl. Next favorite, where is it? I like to think of myself as organized during the school year and messy when I'm not in school. But since I'm back in school, I just thought this was like a nice thing to write down weekly homework that I don't want to put like on my calendar because calendars are for important things and homework is not important. Ha 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 ha. It looks like a desk. Like it looks like you've got your mug and your pen and your glasses and your paper clips and things that you would never find on my actual desk because I'm not really neat. I'm just fake neat. This organizer helps me be fake neat. Yay for fake neat people. Leave a comment down below if you're fake neat like me. Last favorite is my Bath & Body Works Apple Blossom and Lavender Triple Moisture Body Cream. I feel so silly including beauty products just because that's not me or what this channel is all about. But as someone who came from the tropics and went to the cold, yes, LA is cold for me, and whose skin has gone through torture because of it, because weather change. I have been liking that lotion. It smells good and it smells pretty and it's apples. How do you like them apples? a lot, apparently. And that about does it for my January favorites and wrap-up video. You can follow me on my other bookish adventures on Twitter and Instagram, both at Cuckoo for Books. Please subscribe, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye, guys!